Hi. Wanted to give you an update, or at least as a recording. I just made a blog post on Patreon and on my personal blog because something unexpected happened. I will not go into details about that. You can read that if you really want. It's in that message. But I wanted to at least create a video that shows a little bit more of the personal side of the stuff that I write about. Um, Plus, this is the third recording already. Before I tried to record even what I called a single take opinion piece, which had no audio. I don't know why, but STOP, single take opinion piece, really stopped even before being published. So, but besides that, the stuff that I've been working on is, well, first of all, a little bit off topic in a way, is I've been working on a transcription app that I will use myself in these days to record my voice here with recording and then transcribe, and you can see here the text that comes out of it is the stuff that I spoke. My name is. Um, it's my own app, at least it's offline, so the information does not get sent. It's maybe a little bit slower because of that, but at least I know what it does and what it processes. I've been using that to write this blog post. I've been using that to write a little bit of other stuff. So it's been very useful to me already. The code is on GitHub. There's an automated build. It works on Android. There is also a desktop version for this if you want, but I think on the phone it works mostly fine. It outputs TXT files, but named Markdown because I use Obsidian a lot, if you know the tool. That's a knowledge management tool. And with that also I created Excalidraw offline app. As you can see here, drawings, and then you can open the drawing. Not this one, that's an empty one. See? So I opened it. Because I sync all my whiteboards and all my drawings using Nextcloud and Obsidian, as I said, so I can keep my thoughts graphically and textual next to each other, and hopefully organize myself a little bit better, especially now, because there's a lot of stuff happening. So I'm quite happy with that. I've been using that already quite a lot. But now to the crux a little bit of actually what was happening. Early April, somebody dropped by into the log community, which is for Korg devices, and he says, "Hey, would it be possible to have a drum kit or a drum sound being generated on this device?" I said, "Well, you could do that. PCM would be very short because it's only 32K for a unit on this device. Would be very short. A transient maybe." And I gave him access to something that I created before, which I call the RD44, the drum machine that was never found, not found, 44. And he played around with it, and he says, well, it has potential, but he didn't really like the sounds. It was a hardcore, tribecore-like bass, poor snare, but the idea was more like, well, this is a concept, it works. And it started, or at least it refined some of the work that I was doing, because I wanted to create something that I called RSX, or the Regroove Synthesizer Engine. The X has no real meaning. Could be extend, could be matrix, it could be the number, because they're versioned. The first version for this device is called the RS1, and it has a full operator per sound, so you can have different waveforms happening. They influence each other as addition, ring mod, or you can add filter to the end. And he started to use the tool that I created for that, an online construction tool, which I called the RSX Construct. And he created some drum sounds. And this led to having actually an RS and an RD. The units do the same thing in a way. On the device they're slightly different, but for the phone app that I created, at least, because I created an Android app around that also. Here. Oop. See? Oh, there it is. It's the same engine. It has a drum kit option in there. So the tool can create presets. You can export these presets. if you combine the presets into a card, you can have 6 sounds, and then you can play them as a synthesizer polyphonically, or you can load it as a drum kit, and then you have 6 drum sounds as one shot, fixed pitch. And he used that at least to create some of the sounds that he liked, because he had shared before to me more like something very simplistic, and he said, could you do this? And before I handed this to, I handed him something else, and he had created sounds, and they were good, but it would not scale. So this is why I started to focus more on this engine. He created sounds, and that led to what we now call the NT78, which is a reincarnation is not the right word. Reimagining of the a very old vintage drum machine that Phil Collins used, and we have 6 sounds in there: the bass drum, snare, a cowbell he uses, a congo, and a bonga. So, but you could have 6 different ones. He created probably even 7 or 8, and we create a special unit for that. I have it running on this device. Unfortunately, I can press whatever I want, but you can't hear it, because this is the point. The NTS1 is super silent. If you own one, you understand. You could boost it, but you probably lead to distortion. So I'll leave it at that. In the blog post, at least there is a demo recording that you can listen to. So that's what I want to release, hopefully at the end of the month, or otherwise early in May. And that's been my focus. And then I'll look at other stuff to do. You can always find me, post messages, and let me know what we could work on, because I would like to work with other people, receive features, requests, and work on some other stuff. So thank you at least, and keep in touch. Bye.